So I went a little bit crazy. Just a little bit crazy. How's it going, my dudes? Welcome back to another video. So the title Kraken and the SEC 5200 Li is finally live. I think I have actually cleared up the entire title Kraken shop, so we will take a look at that in just a moment. But before we go into that, let's take a look at some of the changes that we have, some of the new events, so to speak, right? So if you go on to the event page over here, nothing changes in the daily, nothing changes in regular. I think nothing changes in regular, not that I'm aware of. But event-wise, there are a rerun of certain events. So number one, there is going to be the rerun of Quasar, and number two, there is going to be the rerun of the Prismatic Dual Blades. Both of these are pretty good in my opinion. She is not bad. She is not bad for boosting skill gauge. However, I don't really like the fact that her skill forces her to be close to the boss, because usually support units like Quasar, right, where their function is just for the skill gauge, you want them to be able to throw their skill from far away without any proximity issues. Kind of similar to something like Suzu, kind of similar to something like everyone's favorite neighborhood Hanabi. So that's probably one of the main reasons why I don't really use Quasar. It's very hard to find a team that you can use her in where she uses her skills before your actual DPS uses her skill. Because like for example Belcidia, her proximity is crazy. It's infinite basically. And maybe some people use Viron as the main DPS, right? Viron also has unlimited skill proximity range. So you have to build around Quasar, which is not something that I like. Quasar needs to be really up close. But anyway, that aside, this what's new, right? I've already cleared out this shop, so I can't really see exactly what's new for everyone, but I think it's basically just Denarius pieces, Prismatic Dual Blades, a copy of Quasar, or maybe a couple of him, her. Damn, I can already feel like some people getting triggered by this. But not only that, there is also the Dark Portal, rate up for Dark units. So all Dark units get a rate up. Let's take a look at the rates really quickly over here. My personal opinion on this banner is it's completely skippable. Okay, so there are a couple of good units that of course everyone wants to have, right? So if you are really starting the game today, probably drop one single 10 pool. Just one single 10 pool. If you get Viron, stop. That's all you need, right? If you do not get Viron, reroll. I wouldn't suggest pulling more than once on this banner. If you do not have Viron, yeah, and you're a new player, go for it. Other than that, the rest of the units, they are good to have for a very specific comp. If you want to run a powerful dark skill damage team, right now, unfortunately, you need every single unit on the lineup. And that looks something like this. If you're missing one of the key units over here, unfortunately, it's going to be a lot more difficult to complete the team. Although I did come up with a team that uses Quasar for Belcidia enmity, which works pretty well, except that Quasar doesn't use her skill at the start. Unless Belcidia uses her skill, which that completely breaks the fact that you need to 9-chain combo and all that. Regardless, if you're a newcomer, probably the Dark Enmity team is not for you. There are much better options out there, and Viron is a very good option because he works in many different kinds of lineups. I honestly personally rate Viron higher than Rolf. Some people are going to disagree, so be it. This is just my opinion. So I think we can start to take a look at some of the teams that are brought to Title Kraken. So let's go solo just to take a look at the units that I'm bringing. Okay, so for Title Kraken, I do not use this team. I'm not sure why this team is showing up over here. So this team is extremely powerful. It is on par with the Rams One Pan, which is what I'm going to go through later. Some people do run Sushi One Pan, but I'm not going to talk too much about Sushi One Pan because that is kind of like old news already. So for this team, this is really quite epic. I'll probably show you a clip of it right here. So basically, Suzu goes, causes Connor to push your team into the Kraken himself. So the difference between Rolf and Connor is that Connor's skill actually pushes your units into the boss because that's Connor's skill animation. Whereas for Rolf, right, Rolf is more like a Jake flip. It's more like a ball flip. So that triggers the next skill, which means you don't get to complete the animation, so to speak. So after the Suzu Connor goes, then Owl and Elk goes, boost your skill damage a little bit and boost your attack for a little bit. And that's where Elia shoots her golden shower. Pretty standard stuff. And next up, we have the Rams team. So let's take a look at the Rams One Pan. So a little bit of difference over here. I used to use Marina on the final sub slot, but now I'm using Rolf because Rolf and Marina kind of do the same thing. I'm using them particularly for the Hermit boss because the Hermit is breakable at the start. But I figured that, you know what, we don't need to make two different teams for just two very similar bosses. So I'm just going to use the same team for Title Kraken. So in my personal opinion, I think the Rams team is going to be a little bit better because it's a little bit faster, which means that it allows you to probably defeat the boss earlier in most cases. And that saves a bit of time. So let's take a look at the Kraken shop. Okay, before we go into the shop, take note that there is the co-op multi-boss challenge, whatever. So the 4 bosses over here, they have extra drops. So if you take a look at Orochi, for example, there are going to be new drops until December the 20th. You can find all these good stuff. So you should definitely follow the schedule over here to find out what boss you should be tackling for the day. that gives you twice the amount of rewards, or generally 1.5 times, right? But you know, if you're gonna get 1 coin, you're gonna get 2 coins instead, so that's kind of like twice. Alright, I'm pretty excited. Let's clear the shop. Okay, so we have the 4-star Astro Gem. Take it all. We have the 5-star Astro Shard. Take it all as well. Water Element. This, you can never have enough of it, so I'm just gonna pop it all. Deluge Element as well. Tidal Wave Element. Neptune Element. All the Dreamer's Crests. And we are done with the Co-op Multi-Boss event itself, but now we can pop the rest of the standard monthly reward. So number 1, we have the Poseidon Spear. Let's go. So that's the Poseidon Spear done, fully maxed out, limit broken. And next we have the Calamari Claw. Same thing, fully limit broken. Take all the 3-star Astro Gems. Take all the 4-star Astro Gems. 5-star Astro Gems. All the Water Element. And so on and so forth. And we still have so much spare to go. So I'm not going to clear the mana, I'm not going to clear the EXP because I have too much of it right now. If you take a look at how much mana and EXP I have 1.6 million EXP and 690k mana. That's more than enough for me for the foreseeable month. So if you're done with the missions, if you're done with the events, you can go to mail, collect your Quasar over here. Don't forget about her. And I guess that's pretty much... Oh. Yes, and I guess that's pretty much for this event. We have cleared everything that there is to clear. So now we just need to work on the daily co-op challenges. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This has been free to play, by the way. And as always, I will see you in the next video.